Michael Nowakowski. I'm a city councilman for the city of Phoenix, District 7.
Okay. What's happening here today, Michael?
You know, what's happening here today is abuse of authority. What's happening here today is transparency is not being done. And that's what we're getting sued now. The county of Maricopa County is getting sued because Sheriff Joe didn't want to open up his book, his offices to the federal government to let them know what's going on. You know, people have been complaining about the jails for years. People have been complaining about discrimination, abuse out there in the field, that people are getting pulled over because they happen to be Hispanic or brown and they have a broken windshield or a broken tail light. And enough is enough. And the federal government is saying enough is enough. Elected officials are getting harassed and are getting abused. So now they're going to investigate all that. And what's going to happen is now we, the taxpayers, are going to have to flip the bill. You know, in LA County, they paid over $50 million in a typical type of lawsuit. So it can go over to up to $40 million, folks. That's going to come out of our taxpayers. And what happens? The quality of life that we live today could be enhanced. We could put that money into the parks, into libraries, into programs for our kids. But no, we're going to spend it on some crazy lawsuits like this.
What does this mean to you?
You know what this means to me is that it's about time. You know, the justice system works really slow, and it's about time. And it's ironic that it happens to be the Mexican Mother's Day today, you know? So Sheriff Joe and the Department of Justice sent all the mothers, the Mexican mothers, Mother's Day present, this lawsuit, right? So, you know, felicidades a todos los madres. Y we're going to do something. Now we need people to come out. People that have been abused by our sheriff, people that have incidents. We need to document this, and we need to add this. All this information has to be put into this document so they have some proof and some evidence. So don't be afraid. If you've been abused by the sheriff's department or by a deputy, or if you've been in the county jails and been abused, let people know. Document it, send it to either my office, Mary Rose, or Somos America, or whoever, and make sure that the federal government, the Department of Justice, gets that information.
What does this mean in general to the community?
You know, what this means in general to the community is it's about transparency. And we have a sheriff that's not transparent. Do we want that type of leaders? Who do I blame? We, the voters. We, the voters of Maricopa County, that'll continue to vote Sheriff Joe Arpaio into office. So it's up to us as voters. It's up to us as voters to get rid of them. It's up to us as voters to make sure we get people that think about the residents first and not their egos, are not creating these media circuses.
A site for this lawsuit?
No, the county hasn't put any money on the side. You know, there's been over $100 million spent on different lawsuits from all the abuses in the jails and all the lawsuits. And now we're talking to up to another $40 million on top of that could be spent now. So that's what's so ironic, is that it's our money as taxpayers that are being spent on all these crazy lawsuits. Enough is enough. Stop spending our tax dollars in lawsuits and spend it wisely and invest it back into our community, in parks, in libraries, and in our children.
How do you think they're going to react or feel about this justice that is happening with this lawsuit?
You know, all those people that have been abused in the jails, all those people that have been pulled over because they happen to be Hispanic or discriminated on, I think today is their day. Today is the day for them to celebrate, because finally justice is being served. Finally, Joe Arpaio is going to have to open up his books to the federal government, to the Department of Justice, to allow them to see the truth, to allow them to read all the abuses that are going on, to get that information, and to find out that all those awful things that people have been talking about have really happened. So today is a day to celebrate for all those individuals that have been abused and that people have been talking bad about them. Now it's their day to celebrate.